Hello everybody. Spitfire Audio have released the rest of their Abbey Road Orchestra Strings. This is quite a big deal. So we've had violin ones and we've had cello for a while, and now we've got violin 2, violas and basses. So we've got the whole string orchestra. So now we can put the whole thing together. What I'm going to be doing in this video is looking at how the thing works, what computer resources you need in order to run it, what it sounds like, what it's like to play in, we're going to write a little bit of music and things like that, so that you'll get a real sense of what in practical terms it's all about and how it works. So that's what we got to look forward to. Let's dive straight in and just give you a quick overview of, first of all, what it is and what the competition is out there, basically. It is a full symphonic 60-piece string orchestra recorded at the world famous Abbey Road studios in London. And what you're really getting with Abbey Road is that, the room, because it has, Studio One at Abbey Road is a classic film scoring stage, which is where Star Wars recorded and God knows what else. You get obviously first violins, second violins, basses, cellos and violas. Why are the violas down there? Why not up there? Anyway, it doesn't matter. The whole lot as a bundle will cost you £1,000 basically. So this is not an impulse purchase, it's an investment. But if you're into sampled orchestration and you want your music to sound as good as possible, if I was going to invest in anything, it'd probably be the string section. And when you compare it to what other stuff is out there, you could spend €840 plus VAT on Berlin strings. You can spend €1,000 on the standard Synchron strings bundle. But you could spend 16 quid on a surf kite or whatever. You could spend £1,500 on a Bengal cat. So, I mean, what we do in our spare time does require sometimes some investment. You don't have to spend this money in order to get a really good string sound. But if you want what is possibly the most advanced string samples ever produced in the world, there's an argument that this is it. Let's have a look at how it works. Let me start you off with the by now I think probably familiar Spitfire player. Now, there's a number of things to say about this. If you look at what you get legatos, longs, flautando, a selection of shorts, trems, harmonics, pizzicato, col legnos, a whole load of trills. So there are definitely other libraries with more articulations, but how often you're really going to want violas consordino where all the players were wearing little woolly hats, because that makes a big difference, that kind of thing. What you really want is smash it out the park legatos, really nice longs, and some quite a lot of selections of different lengths of shorts and things like that. These are absolutely at the heart of what makes this, should make it work. Now, it does consume a lot of resources. It's not, this is not a cheap date in terms of processing power, memory, everything else. Now, one thing I have had to do is I've moved the Abbey Road Orchestra onto a faster SSD. I was running everything off 8 terabyte Samsung SSDs, which top out at about 400 and something, 400 to 500 megabytes a second. That is not fast enough to get a complete, I mean, you can, absolutely it will work off that, but it wasn't a seamless experience. So I got a more expensive, faster SSD, which runs at 2000 megabytes a second, and it runs flawlessly. So you may need to think about that. And I'll show you why. Look, do you see this little tiny number up in the top corner here called voices? Here, can I zoom in on that? Oh my Lord, I can. Watch voices when I play just a single voice. 30, 25. You're getting an awful lot of stuff happening at the same time for just one note. Why? How? Because it's very intuitive and simple to play, and that means that there's a lot going on. If you've got all this choice, depending how you play it, there's going to be a lot of choice built into the machine. I'll come on to that in a sec. Just one other thing to mention before we move on. When you load up first violins, this is the professional edition, you get all these articulations. You don't have to load them all. Do you see this little tiny pencil here? If you go in there, you can delete all the ones you don't want and then save it off, and it will greatly reduce the memory footprint. So it depends how you want to work. If you're going to have a single track with all these things and use key switches to switch through them like that, great, fine, wonderful. If you want single articulations on single tracks, you may choose to reduce the memory footprint by doing that. Now, let me go back to where I was talking about this performance legato. So here we go. What you get is, if you start playing the note very slow, very gently, several things are happening there. You're getting a slow start to the note. If you play it more firmly, you get a maccato, or you can get something in between the two, which is just a normal. And this, so you've got three different types of start, from maccato right down to really soft and normal in the middle. And likewise, you get completely several different types of legato depending on how fast you're playing. So if you go, you get one type, and if you're playing really softly, you get the portamento, and everything in between. All that is built into one patch. So that's why there's an awful lot loaded, and that's why you're using all these things. Now, the other thing to say is that most of the dynamics and everything is controlled by CC1, the famous mod wheel. You get lots of dynamic range there, which is very, very nice. If you want specific control over the vibrato, it's on CC21. There it's gone. There's lots of it. So you may need more than one finger. Oh, good, I've got 10. Oh, thank God for that. Oh no, but I'm going to be using at least 5 of them here. So I've got 5 more, so I can have 5. No. More often than not, what I'm doing is I'm playing in with the mod wheel on my left hand, right hand doing that, and then I go back in and pencil in the other controllers which I wanted to use. Right, okay, let's get into this. Let's first of all have a little lark about with the legatos. Let's write a little legato line here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, oh God, why didn't I think of this before? I've got to write something now, haven't I? So what are we going to do? Start in A minor. Okay. Oh, come on, Guy. That is entirely... Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm playing that in on a celli. No wonder it sounded a little bit strained. Right, start again. Here we go. Here comes the tune. Right, there's a tune. Now, just put a simple cello line underneath. What are we in? Something like that. Okay, 2 in. So then I've got to start working out my middle voices. Now, what are we going? Ooh, doesn't that sound nice? See what's going on. Make sure we got the right patch. There we go. Let's have that one. Performance legato. Thanks very much. I I haven't done any reverb on any of this. Let me add some reverb now. You're just hearing the sound of the room up to now, so here's with the reverb. That was a mistake. That's where it needed to go. We need to go E, F sharp, G sharp. So we'll change it rather than playing it in again. So we go, so up a couple. See if that sounds any good. Now I've balanced these things out on the mixer. I put them in groups. So if I want my violas down a bit, which I probably do, to be absolutely honest, I do that. Let's see what it sounds like. Okay, now we're going to make this bigger by bringing the second violins in, whack them up an octave, and they're going to come in for the second harp. So I'm going to knock out those first notes. So the octaves come in here. It probably wants a little bit more oomph when we get there. So, oh no, it's got plenty of oomph, that's all right. And at the same time as that comes in, we'll bring the basses in. So they can come in going like that. Okay, here we go. So you get the gist. I mean, it's not the world's most sophisticated piece of music, but it is very easy to make it sound very good. And it does sound very full. And that's really, you know, fairly simple. I mean, but it does require, you know, proper sort of writing, if you know what I mean, or trying to do proper writing. Just before we go any further, let me just remind you that this coming Saturday, the 6th of July, is our postgraduate courses open day. So if you are one of those people who are thinking, I wonder if there may be a career in this, or you just want to write fantastic music for your own personal satisfaction and want to do it as well as possible, come along, meet some of our working professionals who are exclusively the people who tutor our courses, and find out from some of the students themselves what this could do for you. Anyway, meanwhile, back to Abbey Road Strings. I mean, let's now move on and try and let's try some of these other sounds. So let's get the flautandos going. Okay, and they can be accompanied by a little bit of a violin 2 trem. Sounds nice, doesn't it? What about some soft legato basses underneath? How about some celli doing their thing in the middle? That's all right. Really, really inspiring to write with. Now we're going for a fast bit. Oh yes, we are. We've got a choice of fast ones. That's staccatissimo, because it's really superissimo short, or spiccato. Oh, it's spiccatissimo. Bit longer, longer still, longest of all. Let's stick with the spiccatissimo. If that's a bit on the aggressive side for you, you've got mic positions, because we're in the pro version. That's close. We'll have some tree 2, indeed. How about those outriggers? Now take the close down. See what difference it makes. Most of the time you don't need to do this, but and let's go back. So I could do with even more space in there. Oh yes. Right. Let's get something going. The first one was a bit on the aggressive side, to put it mildly. Look at that. What am I doing? Blah! Then I got my act together. Here we go. Pop, pop. Oh, what? There we go. That's better. Right, now let's... what are we going to put around this? I tell you what, let's go into the violins and have them on spiccato, so they're not quite so short, and see how that combines together. Something like this. At the same time, some celli. Sorry, soz. Okay, hang on. Let me. What's going on here? Come on, Guy, you can do better than that. No, you can't. Okay, come on. Oh no, look. Just come on. Let's just put these bass bits in because the bass bits are nice. Oh, blimey! If you hit the bass, the pits quite hard, at the top end of the velocity, you get snap bass. That's nice. I like that. Okay, so that's all right. You can hear where this is going. I know this isn't. What about if I drop some? It's even more of a mess than it was before, Guy. That's the answer. Okay. What happens if I put some of this in step time? So we go, let's turn on step time, go to here, and now we'll put it in 16s. Okay. I have no idea if that's going to sound any good or not. No, it's a mess. It's a complete mess. Oh my goodness, Guy. Go on. Why did you get up today? Okay, now we can work with that maybe. So let's duplicate the spic track and try something else. Here we go. Doop, doop, doop. Okay, see what we got. Should we go to the Mercatos? Yeah, like them. Okay. Okay, so we got some maccatos going on in there. We got the violin ones up there. What else can we do with our longs? Maybe. Would you ever DVC violin 2 3 ways if you didn't have to? No! There's not as many as ones, and why would you do that if you... Harmonics? Anybody? Oh well, okay, let's see if this fits into my weird little piece. Oh, it might actually. Or would you... There we are, I've DVC'd them 3 ways again. Okay, there you go, that'll do. Look. Do you think Beethoven ever said that? Okay, that'll do, I'm going down the coffee shop. Yeah. God, blimey, Gov. Look, shall we listen to... Do we have to listen to it back? Yes, you do, Guy, you do. Because I think in here is all the strengths of the thing. Here we go, so look up. Bit moody in the middle bit. Then a little bit cheeky, as Paul would say of pizzicatos. No such thing as an uncheeky pizzicato. Look, it's a class act, isn't it? I mean, it is not difficult to make this sound really good. If the music sounds a bit rubbish, it's your fault, not the samples. No, I mean, it's my fault. Yeah, if you play the wrong notes, it's not going to sound any better on this than any other library. If you're looking for that symphonic sound, you know, the big uplifting thing, and, you know, because 60 strings is quite a big section, this does it really well. Yeah, there's no odging it. And now the whole thing's come together, I kind of, okay, I get it. It's £1,000. If you take your music seriously, it's worth every penny, to be honest. Yeah, so it does require resources to run it. So there's no point in making your computer fall over just to run it. But particularly, I have to say, the new SSD, the fast SSD, which runs at more than 500 whatever megabytes a second, works really well. I mean, you don't have to go buy a super expensive one. The one I'm recording this on is a Samsung T7, this little thing, which is a 1 terabyte drive. It's not very expensive, it's less than 100 quid, and it is significantly faster than the normal off-the-shelf sort of larger capacity one. So you'd have to give that some thought. Right, so that's all we have for you for today. Do remember that there's an almost infinitely large world of education at thinkspaceeducation.com, where you can learn sampled orchestration, how to write for films, mixing, mastering, how to do all kinds of great stuff. Just Google ThinkSpace courses and it will dive you into this wonderful world. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.